here in downtown Honolulu. This is some fiber that has been seen better days. Well, the fiber's still working, but the mounts, it looks like the tree spit out these mounts that are there. And that's a pretty big bolt to be spit out by the tree. And then I think someone's come by with some like a pull rope kind of thing. But this Siamese cable right here, it's, you know, it's got half of it is the steel runner and the other half is the fiber. I think 6 or 12 pair connects this church, which is a very old church here in Hawaii, over to that building way over there. And you can kind of see the cable. I'm trying to be very careful because this is all a big cemetery over here. Yes, this person died in 1840, so I always want to be very respectful around here. But you can see it kind of comes up through that tree. Let me try to get close on that tree. And then it comes down over there. And then I believe it goes over to the far building there as well. And they're starting from over here. So they're talking about going subterranean. You can see the chickens all make these holes everywhere, digging down for grubs, but I don't know. I mean, that looks like coral, that right there on the tomb, I guess, above ground tomb. I guess some is below ground, but I wonder if there's something on the nameplate here. No, it's kind of come off, but that might have been a seal there on top. But yeah, and then there's another cemetery right on the other side of the wall, and there are dates in there. People died in the early 1800s that were born in either the 1700s or 1800s. But yeah, this kind of been a lot of tree growth around here. I mean, some of these are carrier cables, some of these are, you know, just data connecting the buildings. This person died. This person, wow, was 1849 to 1898. But yeah, someone, I'm not sure who built this, but they built a little stand there for that, and you can see up in that tree they're just trying to do something to keep the stuff off the ground. So yeah, they're thinking about going subterranean. I don't know how high we could get on this building here for a wireless shot. It exits out. You can kind of see a little box right there. Let me see where that box is. Right there is that box, is where it exits out of the building. So I don't know if we went up to the top of that pole. I'm not sure what kind of line of sight we'd have all the way to that far building there. Kind of hard to see behind all the trees, kind of hard to see. So it might not be a good line of sight. And this is the kind of thing that, you know, they wouldn't want something way up there on the clock tower, an antenna on probably over here as well. Let me take a look there. You know, they're not going to want anything there as well. So yeah, we're here to kind of consult on the subterranean. This cable is not subterranean cable. You know, it is aerial. And they want to figure out, you know, do they need conduit? What do we have to do? How are we going to get there? And yeah, so just finished doing the PRI change out. Got that all done, get that customer back up. Now helping with this. Beautiful day in paradise. And these are some of the oldest ones I see. This person here was the commander of the ship Caroline of Boston N-America of Bolton. Is that Boston? Boston? I'm not sure what that is. But he passed away in 1802. And this one here, they were born about 1796. Went to America 1809 maybe. Died, returned to Honolulu 1820. Oh, that's interesting, because back then Hawaii was not America, so probably born here in Hawaii, on the island of Oahu, went to America. We didn't become a state till 1959, and yeah, what an interesting life to take one of the sailing ships around. That must have been a heck of a voyage. But really, again, one of the good things about the job, you get to go to really interesting places like this. It kind of drags you away from the office to do these kind of surveys. Aloha, ComTel.Cloud, Matt Darnell. Here at a customer site, and they have got an asterisk PBX. And the PBX used to have does still have a Digium T1 card in it. You can see it's got a RAID. You can see 2 hard drives there. This is working great, the PBX itself, the computer, but the card has died. This is their PRI handoff from the telco, and that was read even when it was connected. And so what we'll be installing is a PRI T1 to SIP converter. We're going to be installing that today because they can, call voicemail, but they cannot call in or out. But what's kind of neat about this is something we installed, 12 years ago, is this box right here. And they're probably still made, but the customer had Northstar phones. And what this box does is it has, I think, 24 individual SIP accounts that registers to the PBX. So PBX doesn't really know that it's not a SIP phone there. This acts like SIP. And then if we go over here to the reception desk, we can see the phones hanging off this asterisk system are actually Nortel phones. I think that's a T7316E. I'm not sure. It's been so long, gosh. But she has the little console add-on. So I completely forgot that we installed this, but this would have been from a 10A2 system way back in the day. Gosh, I've forgotten how those pin out, but it's amazing how many wires you needed back then to run, one 10A2 phone or 1A2 phone if you didn't have the touch tone. But boy, that's when telco was telco. Let's get going with this replacement. Get them making phone calls.